All right. Well, we're gonna kick off because we got about 85 people in, which is great. Um, hey everyone, hi, welcome back. This is Draw Me Anything. I'm Jason Chatfield. I'm a cartoonist and comedian in New York, and my guest today is the wonderful Beth Spencer from Introvert Drawing Club. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you for having me again. Is this
Yeah.
the first of the new season? Are we kicking it off?
Well, yeah, I figured
Oh,
why not kick off a second season and with one of my favorite artists. I've been watching I think you were one of the first artists I ever subscribed to on Substack. I think I told you that a while ago that I was trying to figure out what I was doing. And so I was looking at you and I was looking at a whole bunch of different artists. I was looking at Adam Ming and Liza Donnelly and just people who I'm like, what are you guys doing? How do you guys do this? Because it's such a make it up as you go kind of thing.
exactly. Just fly by the seat of my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle and Marcy are here. Kyle did a
Oh, Kyle.
video
I
for
love
us.
Kyle.
Yeah, if I can't think of anything, then I just ask somebody else, can you please help me? Like Kyle
Right.
came to the rescue when I was super duper busy one week,
Right.
and it was amazing. And it was like drawing creepy, and it was like during Christmas. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, we don't want to see that during Halloween, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
The timing was awesome.
It was great. I love his work. There's something so great about his watercolor, his wash work, his watercolor, his line and the creature. It reminds me a little bit of Ronald Searle a little bit, and also I don't know. It's not really like anyone. It's just so defined as a style. Every time I see it, I'm just I have a folder on my computer of art that really
Mhm.
inspires me, and I have a Kyle folder because
Oh
I just
my
love it.
god, everyone needs a Kyle folder. I
Yeah, yeah.
feel like, one thing that really stuck out to me in his when he was explaining his process, like,
Mhm.
how his characters are you're kinda like, "What are they thinking?" They're not overly expressive in their face, and I
Mhm.
I really feel like that's what I love about drawing cats. Like,
Yeah,
you don't know what they're thinking. Except
yeah.
I'll know what they're thinking, "Give me food," right?
Give me food, and I'm gonna take over the world. Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh, there was an exercise that you did recently. No, it was a little while ago, but the dogs drawing dogs.
Mhm.
You draw great dogs. I like say because I've been drawing nothing but dogs for a long time now. I definitely I can appreciate a good dog drawing. And there was
You.
be the artist your dog thinks you are, I think was the
Oh,
post.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
which is
and
great.
that's sort of about, like, be as nice to yourself as your dog is to you, you know? Like,
Yeah.
because you really do have to kinda be, like, nice to yourself to keep it going, you know? Because there's, like, good drawings, bad drawings, but it's those, I could draw cringy bad drawings all day, but the ones that are just, like, mediocre really make me, like, slow down and be like, "Alright, take a break. This is
Mhm.
okay. You'll do better the next time." Mark
Yeah.
unconditional love. That's precisely what I mean. What do you think makes a good dog drawing? Because I see your drawings and I'm like, wow, those are so brilliant. And our dog drawings are so different, but it's hard to.
Well, I want to say it was with this past Tuesday, I was at the Westminster Dog Show in New York, and it's just it was crazy. And I was drawing people's dogs, and what I was drawing wasn't just the dog or the breed because they're all pure breeds. It's AKC, American
Mhm.
Kennel Club. Um, and it's you're drawing the personality. You're trying to draw the dog's personality because they all have these crazy personalities and the neuroses and weird little ticks and behaviors and things they do. And my dog certainly does. So what I try to do is get a sense of the personality of the dog. And someone I studied for that, really looked at their work was there's two people. George Booth, who's a
Mhm.
great New Yorker cartoonist, fantastic at drawing dogs and just their personality. And Patrick McDonnell has a comic strip called Mutts. They're both they just capture it in just so few lines, but can just
Oh,
distill that energy. Yeah,
what
I
was your favorite breed to draw? Come on, you have to have like top three favorite breed.
yeah, yeah. Favorite one to draw, especially on Tuesday, was an American bulldog. They just have the most ridiculous face.
Wrinkles galore. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Snub nosed breeds are really funny to draw. It's almost like a puzzle too when you draw a dog. It's like the way their face is like put together. Some of these dogs, it's like a puzzle to solve. And then I love,
Continuous line. I'm not I would get lost in all those wrinkles. So I'm like,
yeah,
flip it upside down.
it's a lot of that.
Sir, can you pick
Um,
your bulldog up and turn it upside down, please? Try it any other way.
yeah, I think Frenchies are pretty great too. Frenchies are so silly looking, and
Mhm.
Boston Terriers.
Oh, yeah. I like their snout. It's fun.
Yeah,
Those are fun
yeah.
for sure. The ears, man, they're cute.
There is something about them. There's a weird thing. I'm gonna keep talking to you, but I just want to like draw something right now because I just thought of it and I want to ask your advice on it. Um, there's a kind of like face, right? There's kind of dog face that I've been trying to nail for a while, and you did it. You did it in like 5 lines in your post. You did this
Cool.
like, yeah. By the way, this was the dog book I was talking about. You're
Yes,
not a real dog
gotta
owner
get that
until
book, people.
this is my neighbor's dog. This is my neighbor's Frenchie. Her name is Marbella, and she's a ridiculous dog. She's hilarious. She's a miniature French bulldog. Um,
Love this pose. Very
but
fat.
yeah, that's her peeing on the logo. But there was a dog that you drew on your dog drawing
A
post, and
video?
it was like it was an image and it was so perfect. It was like so few lines. This was the okay. So this is I'm gonna attempt
Oh,
to
go
draw
ahead.
your
Oh,
version of this dog. Okay, so it was like there was like an ear, and then you didn't draw anything here, and then there was like one line here,
mhm.
and then this one thing here, a nose, two eyes, and
Oh,
you just got this like it was almost like not Thurber. Who am I thinking of? Like Steinberg, maybe, or like Saul Steinberg, or a Steig, William Steig. And then it was just like these little paws, like
that was my marker juice. That I used the stuff that you put in markers, like
hmm
Ecoline or
yeah,
if you're fancy, and then I just make their shapes, and then sometimes I'm like, I just wanna make it very simple with the feature.
yeah. It,
If I'm feeling lazy, and that was a lazy dog drawing, but
that's not a lazy dog drawing. I don't think. I think it's actually a really good because
economic.
it's
We'll call it economical.
yeah, line
Energy
economy.
efficient.
Yeah, the other one you did there was this shape here,
Mm, that's my Reggie note or the Reggie muzzle.
Reggie muzzle.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
That
such a like immediately recognizable
mhm. Oh,
shape.
yes.
Like
I
it's
love your
just
Reggie drawing. I made a whole reel about it. I know you've seen it, but I have to tell you every time I see you that I love your Reggie drawing, and your book
thank you.
is so clever.
Thank you. No, I was really proud of it. I honestly, it's the first time I've made something where I wasn't completely embarrassed to share it. 'Cause you know what it's like. All you see are the mistakes. You just see like
Yes.
all the errors that you made. But with that book, I was like, "Nah, I'm pretty proud of this one. I'd be
Oh
happy
my
to share it.
god, you should never your work is amazing. Or
I
a
don't know. You know what
different
it's like.
mindset, which is like, just be embarrassed and share it anyway.
Yeah, your attitude of like, well, screw this one up. You'll get it on the next one. That's a good mentality to have. I think you'll get them next time. You'll get the next one. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you because you seem to have your year kind of planned out, and I know you're taking like a break and stuff, and then you've got this
Mhm.
book on the on
Yeah.
the drawing board. How are you how are you managing this? Because your time you seem to do so much, but like you're building out a book, which is such a marathon, and I'm doing one right now too. The one after this one is you're not a real parent until, and I'm doing that one
Oh
right
my
now.
god.
And it's like breaking it down into like chunks and chapters and pencils and inks. And I'm using a flatter now. I'm using a colorist just to like keep things moving. It's so hard to like balance timing and deadlines. How are you doing it?
That's gonna be a serious bestseller. I feel like people are gonna see that and they're gonna be like, some people are gonna be like outraged. What? I'm not,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, I have to buy this. You know?
Yeah. They flip it open to go, wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, like I guess speaking of like parenthood, I guess like if my book was a baby right now, it's like a zygote or a maybe no, it's
Right.
just been implanted.
You're telling
So
people though.
we have the kickoff call Monday. Like the
Okay.
deal is, it's been announced, and I'm researching my everything off. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm loving that stage because I love to read, and
Mm.
that's why I bought the Betty Edwards book I was telling you about.
Mm.
And Atlanta has so many used bookstores and every kind of bookstore, vintage bookstores,
Love
like,
that.
and so I've even hey, I was before this, I'm reading a book about researching, like, to make sure
You're researching research?
I'm a nerd for this. I really just like
That's so
learn.
funny.
And I want the book to it's a self-help book with
Mm.
illustrating. So it's about,
Oh,
drawing not to be rich, but to, like, have richness in your life and connecting to your
yeah.
purpose. And, I read a lot of self-help books. They've done a lot for my life. So I
Mm.
feel this is the kind of book I would buy, and, I definitely am, you know, just excited. I've written about 5,000 words already, so, I mean,
Are you serious? That's
yeah,
amazing.
I still have 40,000 to go, but,
Still, that's not nothing. That's amazing.
and, like, ungodly amounts of editing, but,
Yeah.
super excited. I love the editor I'm working with. Her feedback has helped me push me along, and I'm just really, really pumped.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congrats on the deal. I mean, it's such a
Yeah.
big deal. I don't think people realize how hard it is to land a book deal, but then to like the follow through and the work that's involved, and also just the even once it's launched, you're like, oh, I'm done. It's not. It's
The
like the
proposal,
marketing and the
I think
proposal
when
itself is
Kyle
huge.
helped me with that, that's when I was deep in the proposal because, like, I
Mm.
wasn't looking for agents and I wasn't but when I got an email that said, "Hello from Simon& and Schuster," I was like, "Let me see if this is a scam or not."
It
No,
sounds like it.
and it was I got on a Zoom meeting. It's not a scam unless it's a very good scam.
Mm.
But,
That's so
uh,
good.
they went so far as to send a blurb like, work with my agent and to send a blurb to Publishers Weekly. That's really, really good scam.
That's yeah. It's a pretty comprehensive,
Yeah.
expensive scam. Yeah.
They paid me for they're the best scammers ever. No, it's not a scam, but, yeah, so I am excited and, yeah, like, a shout out to Nicole Kellner here on Substack. She got me in touch with really wonderful agent
Mm.
she guided me through the proposal process. Shout out to Laurie. And, yeah, I never would have done that on my own. I never would have gotten a book deal on my own. And I think the last time we chatted, like, I was,
Mm.
telling you about how my picture book publisher backed out.
That's right. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is not a picture book, and this is, something totally different that I'm so
Yeah.
much more excited about, and, yeah, so it's gonna be put it on my desk for the next year and a half, really, and, yeah, so I won't be doing as much, like, and
Right.
I wanna make a video for Introvert Drawing Club. I really have to hold off, and maybe squeeze stuff into, like, more condensed versions.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you do a lot. I mean, you do a lot of them already. It's interesting. I like talking to artists who are working on Substack who like how they manage the consistency and like if they bank a bunch of posts up to like automatically go out or if they just sit down and do them on certain days at certain times if they have it in their calendar for all right, today is when I do this, Tuesdays at noon or whatever it is. And like everyone seems to have a different rhythm.
Mhm.
Some of it's more sporadic and spontaneous and like, oh, I got an idea for a thing. I'm just going to make it now and put it out. Or some people are like super planned and rigid and they've got like a grid, like a calendar, like a content calendar. And it's like the full spectrum of like just like spontaneous, random to like just very organized and rigid.
Yeah, this is, not I'm not rigid, but I did have the idea, like, late last year that let's do a different animal every month, and,
Yeah,
sort of
love that.
yeah, let everybody vote unless I feel really strongly, like I do next month, that we're doing a certain theme. I
Hmm.
gotta make that call. But
Yeah,
I'm doing it for the good of the group, but anyways, yeah, so I have a very light structure, and then, I'm doing, like, 1 or 2 videos. The live sessions are really, where we all get together on Zoom and draw,
hmm,
and those aren't going anywhere. I'm just not
great.
a weekly video anymore, because that it takes so much time because I'm such a pro editor and I wanna put bird sounds from my backyard in there, so it's
Yeah.
really me, and yeah, I kinda have to pull back from that, but there's
Hmm.
so many because that's, I guess, the last year and a half of not doing a book, I had to just give everything to Substack, so there's a nice library of stuff to watch.
Yeah. You have this huge archive, this huge catalog of things that you can go back through and it's still really helpful stuff. Like everything from, as you mentioned, like choosing a different animal each time, like drawing horses and cats and like different
Mhm.
using different kind of supplies, like art supplies. That's always like, I think one of my favorite things about your videos, like even early on, was just the fact that you were so like you were experimenting with all these different like tools, like and different paints and crayons and all these different like things, and it was just so like freeing because I'm so used to just being set in my tool set, of like the things I know that work. Like I have this little this goes with me pretty much everywhere. Um, it's just this like little toolkit of like the tools that I use the most, right?
You
And
got a
which is like,
Neo colors in there. Oh, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, we get out of
yeah,
the practice of playing and yeah,
yeah,
a little more, regimented, I guess.
right.
But, another thing I've really loved, like, last week or week before last, I'm about the research, like the Betty Edwards book, I found that
Mhm,
mark making exercise that blew my mind, and,
mhm,
yeah, so all these different drawing books that I'm reading, especially the older ones, are really helping me come up with these ideas to share with the group because I'm not
mhm.
put them in my book, so I'm like, "This I need to share this drawing exercise," like, and somebody was like, this was last month during horse month, and somebody was
Right,
like, where's the horse pick?" And I was like, this is our exercise today. Well, you can use it when you draw horses, but,
right.
really fascinating how we use the different marks in our work, depending on, like, how we feel or what we're thinking about.
Yeah, you can feel it in the line. You can kind of feel the
Really.
emotion of it in the line. So by the way, everyone, the book that Beth is talking about is Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, right?
I have my grandmother's copy.
It's pretty great. That book. I think I told you I had it for a long time and just didn't like it just followed me around, and then I finally actually sat down and picked it. It was that book and another one which was The Artist's Guide to Sketching by Gurney and Kincaid. It was Thomas Kincaid and James
Love
Gurney.
that one.
It's a great
Yes.
they just re-released it. Andrews McNeil just did a re-release of it recently. It's
Oh,
really good.
so good. But
Yeah.
there's this one that, I found at the used bookstore, right? And
Mm.
that's where I got that exercise from, and
Mhm.
of course, I said, "This is from this book." I
Mhm.
showed the book in the video, and I guess maybe her daughter has, like, a Google alert or something.
Right. Yep.
She, emailed me, and I couldn't bel no, she DM'd me. I couldn't believe it,
Right.
and she said, "Hi, I'm Betty's daughter, of course, my brain goes to, "This is a scam," right? So I Google before
Yeah.
I but it was not a scam. And, I was a lot of people really loved the exercise. I shared her some comments in case she wanted to share with Betty. She said, "Betty's 99 now," and she
99?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly. I know. It is amazing, Raj. Anyway,
Mhm.
it's like that's wonderful. I want my grandmother gave me this book and it's just been so meaningful to me. And she is gonna send me a copy of the this one that's signed by Betty herself.
That's
But
so cool.
no, it's so kind.
That's so cool. I
She
love
shared the
that.
comments with her
Mhm.
and Betty said and she showed her my work and Betty said, tell her to revisit the tell her to revisit the chapter on negative space. So I got read by Betty Edwards.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty
I
amazing.
know.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my god. That's so
Your book is gonna be a part of this catalog of books people buy. Like, when I went to Samantha did the third in her series, Samantha Dion Baker, our friend, here she's in New York.
our
Um,
adventures.
Yes, the Draw Your Adventures, Draw Your World. That series of books is so great, but I think they will stand the test of time. I think they really like people could read them now or in 50 years and still get like a really good use out of them. And I love those books. Like I have all of those books because they just kind of remind you of like some of the fundamentals that you sometimes just like forget when you get too deep into things, into the weeds. And there's one book, I hate to add this to your list because you already have so many in your research. I did the same thing. I was doing my first book. I just went like it wasn't analysis paralysis, but it was a lot of research. I went heavy into research because
Well,
I was
actually,
so nervous. Yeah. But the book is called Drawing from Within. It's a similar,
mm,
pun. But Drawing from Within is by Nick Meglin and his daughter, Dr. Diane Meglin. Basically, the book is a series of drawing exercises. Nick was the editor of Mad Magazine,
mhm.
and what he was very modest because he was actually quite a good artist in his own right, but he didn't really draw that. Like he would draw for himself, and sometimes he'd draw stuff to be published. But really, he encouraged other artists. He was a great in his own right, like an art director and editor, and he has such a thorough understanding of the psychology behind approaching art and like sketching and drawing and using your own prism, like your own view of the world, your own filter to like hone in on what makes your perspective unique, your style, like of the world. It's such a good book. I read it literally every year. Once a year, I pick it
Now,
up and
did
just,
you say
yeah.
Nick Meglin, or did I totally make that name up?
Nick Meglin.
Oh
That's it.
god, okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
that I need that book in my life. It sounds
It's so
incredible.
good.
I
You'd
also
love it.
I think, like, when I watch a lot of Antiques Roadshow, and I
Hmm.
always notice, like, that sometimes they mostly get excited about the things that maybe not are not worth the most money, but they have, like, the story. So I love that idea of, like, make sharing your perspective, like, they wanna
Yeah.
know, like, the background and, like, what the room looked like with the sweater that they're showing,
Yeah.
that's so powerful. That's why I try to get out and draw. I'm going out an hour and a half to draw for the first time all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you snowed in? Like, what's the deal there? What's going on with
No,
where
I've
you are?
been well, we were inside for like 2 or 3 days last week, and then,
Yeah.
the week before we had like, an icy episode.
Yeah.
Both my husband and I managed to fall, and it was
You fell?
oh god, yes, both letting our dogs out. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous. That's dangerous.
Mhm. But we're fine. Nobody broke any bones or, like, I don't know, I might have dislocated my shoulder, but yeah, that
That's
just
pretty important for drawing. Are you okay?
well, I'm right-handed dominant.
Oh, okay. Still.
Yeah, it is important though.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out later. Yeah, but, what about I know you said you'll have more ice coming. Are you able to get out after this and, like, go buy some food and stuff? And
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stock up because the next 2 days it's gonna get down to like 2 degrees in New York. It's like a deep freeze. It's colder than it's ever been, colder than Alaska. It's getting to be a bit much.
I mean, I bet it
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot.
on a normal I mean, I already know on a normal day everywhere in
Hmm.
New York City is quite packed, but
Hmm.
right now, is it just mayhem?
It is because the sidewalks haven't been cleared. Like there's snow everywhere. There's giant piles of snow, and people are walking on these narrow little tracks, and it's insane. Like no one can move. It's a lot. New Yorkers get very frustrated when they can't move. So it's like everyone's in a mood. They're cold, they're angry,
Oh.
they're freezing, and they just can't get anywhere. So there's a real vibe in the city right now. But I was wondering about how you draw outside when it's cold. I've tried this before. I've gone to like Central Park. I've gone to like these different spots in the cold and tried to draw, but I like seize up. I like my hand freezes. It's
Get a
crazy.
nice, real jittery, wiggly line that
That's
way.
what it looks like.
I
I
love
look like
it.
George Booth. Yeah.
I try to make myself do that sometimes, like, when I'm just at home comfy. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, just, like, in line at Walgreens is fun or just, like, kinda, like, out of the way inside.
Mm.
I like doing that a lot. The grocery store, I go to the grocery store all the time, so
Hmm.
I try to make the most of the trip, but
Nice.
most folks in New York City, like, don't have a car, right? That you don't
That's
need
true.
one. So that's where the money's at. Those car drawings are my favorite. I'm so sorry, but we could figure out there's gotta be some other places you could tuck away and just
Yeah.
fix, you know?
Yeah, I saw Samantha did a drawing from her, I think it was from her studio in Dumbo, like looking out
Mhm.
at the East River the other day at this. It was freezing cold. There was this woman on a bench, like a park bench under the bridge. And it was like a beautiful scene that she drew.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, like, God, I hope you were inside when you drew that, because like,
Oh
just
my
there's snow and like it's just ice and it's so cold. I'm like, how did she do that? I think she did it from inside. I have I have this in my back pocket at all times, which is like a little book, and I can like interchange the, I don't know if you have like interchange the pad in the middle
oh,
of
that's
it,
nice.
so that I can like switch it out, just kind of keep it safe. But yeah, I do bring this out pretty often when I'm like sitting.
Mhm.
I can't just like sit. I have to like be, you know,
Yeah.
doing something.
Mhm, I'm the same way,
You have
but
that?
it's, like, so hard to I feel like our default is, like, go from thing to thing, you know? Like, so, it is good to have that, so, like, I sit and I had, like, a really stressful holiday. We moved into a new house, and,
Hmm.
yay, but it was also during the holidays, so it was really stressful, and I
Yep.
remember sitting in the car, and just drawing for 10 minutes, and that was, like, the best 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh, I feel at peace
Mhm.
finally."
It's a meditation, right? It feels
Yeah,
like a meditation.
absolutely.
So for the next, you welcome to join me. Obviously, I'm
Mm,
always
you're
like
wel
about halfway through. I love flipping the camera on and continuing to talk, but drawing while I
ooh,
talk.
and when I flip over, you'll get to see my lovely lady cat, Harmony. Here she is.
Oh, how many?
Oh, well, of course, she's
Uh,
showing you her
of course,
backside. That's cat way. All
that's
right.
the cat way. Yeah, I had a cat for 14 years, and he was the king of the. I called him Simba, and he was exactly the same way. He is
Oh,
same attitude. So, okay, so wait, what is I'm looking at your screen.
oh, this
what
is
am I
just some
looking at?
scribbles. I think that was a very badly drawn cat, so I'll just draw over it.
Wow. How did you draw
I'll
over it
tell
with that?
you
Is that
why.
crayon?
Oh, I think this is maybe a neo-colored? White it's
Huh.
definitely a black cat that I drew. I'm trying to learn how to draw a black cat without it looking like just a solid black shape, like very
Mhm.
graphic, you know?
Right.
This goes right over it, yeah. What are y'all
Oh,
wanting us
wow.
to draw today?
Yeah, so, anyone in the chat, who is watching, feel free, to make any suggestions of things you want us to draw while we're talking. I know Martha Johnson said, "I want Beth's book now. Hurry up,
Oh!
Beth."
Well, I am
It's not
you're
happening.
Martha is a member. I don't I mean, obviously share anything I'm writing, but I will all the stuff I'm learning with my research,
Mm,
it's always, like, fair game, you know, if it
yeah.
doesn't go in the book.
Right,
These
right.
exercises are all really inspiring and helpful, I think. The ones especially in the Betty Edwards book. I love this one. She said
Yeah.
this is not as popular as drawing on the right side of the brain. Like she was a little disappointed in the how people received the artist within. I guess it's more
Oh,
like a
really?
philosophy book than a, whereas right side of the brain is
Mm,
like how to more and like
yeah, I guess.
I I feel like okay, so it was 1979 when that book came out.
Mhm.
And the exercises, there's one I think where it's like you draw your hand for how long do you draw your hand? Like 10 minutes? And I think it shows like how different things were. Like they
Right.
would draw their hand for 10 minutes. Like I can't even imagine doing that now because I have no focus ability, you know?
Right, right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Internet.
By the way, Kyle just suggested that maybe we draw some new Muppets characters.
Holy smokes. I love that. I love the Muppets.
Same. I was drawing the Count the other day. Just like I was like I was drawing him as like a joke for a friend, and I was drawing it. I'm like, it's so elaborate how the Count in Sesame Street like is designed. There are so many little idiosyncrasies, so many little details. Like I'm gonna try and draw the Count from memory, so I may mess this up. But
He
the
said new Muppet
nose,
characters
yeah,
too,
I'm gonna
so,
do
I
an
mean, I
existing one and
can
then a
do just some kind of,
nice.
imagined. So we gotta get you up down here rather, so you
Yeah.
can come to the puppetry museum and see
Now
some,
I've heard about this.
I went, and it was pretty magical.
So talk to me about this because you're like the fifth person to mention this.
Oh,
The
they have all
puppetry
sorts of,
museum.
historical puppets, but then, like, a very expansive, dedicated Jim Henson section, so you can see all these
Love that.
people Muppets from and they have I just wanna warn y'all also, I sound really dumb when I'm talking and drawing because am my
You
brain just
really
like,
don't.
"What
You
is going
really
on?"
don't.
But they have recreated his, actual, like, office
Oh
from
wow, I love
the
that.
yeah, I know, it is so cool. All
That's so
kinds of,
great.
like, Sesame Street and Big Bird, Kermit. But, oh my
Wow,
god, my favorite is and only because this was my favorite, movie is The Labyrinth. They have some of those
that's
characters
cool.
or Didymus and, it's just I mean, it really got a little bit emotional when I was in there. I gotta go back and draw
Yeah.
in there because I didn't do any drawing, and also, I think I went on a bad day. It was
Really?
a little
What?
loud because there were too
Oh,
many
okay.
people with kids.
Yeah, right.
I think they have a day where it's like you can go without, it's like dedicated to drawing, like a sketchbook Saturday.
Okay. That's cool. I like that. Um, the Jim Henson thing. So there's a tour that you can take in 30 Rock, 30 Rockefeller in New York City, and there is within the tour you go through um, and see like some of the different areas and rooms that they kind of had years and years and years ago, like decades ago. And one of them,
Oh.
apparently, there's like some old like back room or something storeroom where Jim Henson like sketched a bunch of things on some pipes or a wall or
Oh
something.
my
They're like
gosh.
original Jim Henson sketches on the wall at 30 Rock. It's like yeah, it's like this
Yeah,
legendary thing. Yeah. Um
I need to see that.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, it's on a bunch of pipes. And then it kind of blew out into this whole thing where he turned the pipes into Muppets. Like it started
Oh
as
my
just drawings
god.
and paintings, and then he just turned the pipes into Muppets. Like I don't know, I'm gonna try and show
I
you here.
I bet
Like
people thought that these yellow dots I drew on her were nipples, and they could be, but I think I was thinking they were buttons. Oh my
yeah, it's crazy. His imagination is just amazing. Like he just had so many. Right, it's just these characters that he could create out of his imagination. You know,
Oh, yeah, they have some of his sketches too,
I
which are
love
just
that.
incredible to see. Ugh,
Yeah.
it really also showed me what a collaborative process it was, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
He it's so easy for me to feel I think I'm shaking the table. It's so
Me
easy
too.
for me to think like, "God, Jim Henson, what a genius," but man, he had
Mm,
so many people,
yeah,
so
that's
many
right.
brilliant minds working with him. It's
It's
yeah,
funny looking at it now. Like we don't have a Jim Henson, do we? Like this generation doesn't
no.
really have a Jim Henson.
I don't think so, not even close. Someone
Yeah.
on my Peloton ride
Hmm.
I was doing a Peloton ride, and they were talking about how
Hmm.
there really are not any superstars, you know, like, like Britney Spears yes, it was this was not these are not my words, but he was talking
Hmm.
about how Britney Spears, you know, Beyonce, they're like the last because, I mean, I guess we just get so much content and there's no
Yeah.
record label or anything. Like, this is a great count I'm seeing. I think you
I
need
mean
to take over
that
and let me look around. God, that's amazing. Uh,
I'm sure I'm messing it up somehow, but I love just the little idiosyncrasy, like
yeah.
this little thing. Like I think even it might have even been like a monobrow. I think that he gave the count. Um, it's such an identifiable character, right? Like it's just so it is exactly what it needs to be, you know.
Totally.
Um, I think the ubiquity of like a like having a monoculture meant you could have superstars, like you could have movie stars
Mhm.
and music stars like Bob Dylan, and you could have, the Britney Spears pop stars of the world. But now, I mean, yeah, you've got like these of the moment, you'll have like a Sabrina Carpenter or a,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. But then that compared to like Taylor Swift, who's just like the most stratospherically famous, musician, it's like it does feel like the end of the megastar, like the
Mhm.
ubiquitous megastar. Now everything's in slivers, like everything's in just audiences that are like hoisted off into these little fandoms.
Yes. What is my next I think I should do an animal one since this I don't know what this Muppet is.
It's good. I like it. It is hard. It's harder than it looks to
Oh, yeah.
design Muppets. Like
Yeah.
there's so many like elements to it. You gotta. I always liked Fozzie Bear. I always enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, I'm wearing
And
a bear sweater, so that's
nice.
we'll do a little bear with a hat.
Yeah, and of mega groups as well. Raj was saying like bands, like big like Beatles style mega
Oh.
group like bands. Like you don't really have that anymore either. I mean, they're all older like touring group, like Rolling Stones reunion tours and stuff. Like there's no big mega bands anymore. But
I
I don't
mean,
know.
some
Is that
in
a good
some
thing?
ways, like, I'm not sad there won't be more Creed, but
That's great.
there's a
That's
documentary on
great.
Creed, and I totally watched it, and it kinda made me sad for that guy. He's
Really?
Yeah, he said no kid ever picks up a guitar, to become the most hated band in America.
Wow.
And I was
To
like,
to start singing with arms wide open. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Wait, no, that's Nickelback. I said the Creed is
Oh,
Arms Wide Open. I'm thinking of the Nickelback
Nickelback. Right.
Nobody's making a Creed documentary.
That's true. No one's making a Creed
I'm out here
documentary.
spreading misinformation.
But Nickelback was Chad Kroger, right? And
Yes.
he married Avril Lavigne,
Oh, yes, I'll never
which,
forget that.
yeah, they're Canadian. They're both Canadian.
Yes.
And I remember it being the biggest band in the world for a minute in like the early 2000s. And everyone was making Creed jokes, like as they
Mhm.
were the butt of the joke.
Yes, I feel like they came around at a time when the internet was embracing memes, and yeah, they just it that was what happened.
That's so cool, by the way. I love this bear.
Oh,
It's really
thank
nice.
you.
Um, I was going to try and use a different. I don't know where I found this. I mean, I was out at like a restaurant or something. I just, when they have like little packets of crayons or like coloring pencils for kids at a restaurant with like a coloring
Yes,
page.
they're the worst crayons usually. I've never
Usually,
had
yeah.
any yeah, that were good.
Um, but like I think I found this at one of those. But I've been using this pencil for like outlines and stuff. Like
Oh,
just it's like,
nice.
but it's bright green. Like usually you'd use like a non-photo blue kind of thing like to do outlines or whatever. I'd
So it
use like
doesn't
a
show up on the scanner? Is that
yeah
helpful?
yeah. But now I've been using this green one, and I'm fine because I'm holding it like this. I'm kind of finding I'm so much looser, because it's like a golf pencil almost. And because of the shape of it, I'm just like more playful with the line,
Oh, yes, I love that. Do you normally hold it kinda like you're writing?
Yeah, I usually have it like this, but when I'm with this, I'm like, I'm just doing that, and I'm like, I'm getting so much more movement, in the line because it's just I feel like I'm using a stick of charcoal or something.
Yes. Oh, that's my favorite. Like, that's why I use these are just like $1 at this shop here in
Nice.
Atlanta, and they get so that leads me I need to ask you another question. Do you like it
Mhm.
really sharp, your point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, so when I'm doing the sketches of dogs, right? I've been
Mhm.
using these Blackwing pencils because they have a really dark you get quite a dark line, but you get good line variation. And so I'll get a point to about there. Not too sharp, but about
Oh, that's
there.
to me, that in my, spectrum, it's very
Mhm.
dull.
Yeah, no, that's dull. But I don't want it to be too sharp because then
Yeah.
if I go in with details, I'll use one of
Yeah.
these, which is a
Ooh.
Staedtler, like a point, I think it's a point
Oh, yeah.
seven. And that way, if I do want to have some really sharp, fine lines, I can like go in after the fact
Oh my god, I
and
think I
do
want
that.
a pencil, this mechanical. I
Yeah,
love
it's really nice.
because I kind of fell in love with a fine line pen over the summer, but then
Hmm.
fell out of love. But I do feel like this Stedler and I could get along really nicely. Hi,
It's really
Samantha.
nice. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, Samantha Dion Baker's here. I
Yeah.
could probably see your place from here, Samantha. How you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I've been using I don't know, and I never used to use pencil for commissions and sketches and stuff. I would always use dip pen and ink. Like I would have this Hunt 101 Imperial nib on a dip pen, and I would use, like Higgins ink. And like when I'm out and about, when I'm traveling and sketching, like I'll have this little, it's like a suction cup. I call it it's like a ink nipple. And it like sticks to like a surface.
Gosh. Wow.
And I put this little mini little ink thing in there to like so it doesn't knock over. And I would use this, but it's such a finicky, like messy kind of thing when you're out and about. So I just
Mhm.
started using pencil again. I was like, what have I been doing why am I using ink outside all the time? So I used, this is like outline with this, and then blunt, like pretty dull point for the black wing, and then for fine lines, I'll just use the Staedtler, and it's such a nice weight as well. Like this pen has such a nice like weight to it, so you can like hold it back here and still get some nice control.
I can't believe how dark it gets too, like the
Yeah,
first
right.
lines you made. And yeah, I just feel like sometimes I wanna be very, very detailed, and I can't do that with these, even though they get pretty pointy. But
Yeah,
I gotta send you 'cause, you like the Blackwing, it's very much like
yeah.
the Blackwing, but I don't like them super pointy for the details. I like them because 'cause I'm, like, always, like, coloring in with them because they're
Right.
really smooth and they give you a nice, like, black
Mm.
bridge. I don't know, it's
Yeah, I like the
beautiful.
darkness of it. That's cool. Yeah, and the texture as well. Like I don't know what kind of paper you're using there. There was a question in the chat about the sketchbook because um these ringed sketchbooks. These I use these quite a lot. This is the Henson, just the mixed media um books. There's like the 7 by 10, like
Nice.
all different sizes, but
Little
there's the
bit of
ring.
tooth on that one, right? Or
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I like the tooth on it because you get a nice texture when you're using pencil. And ink too. I mean, you get some nice texture with the dip pen. Um, yeah, but the rings, if you're working on the left side of the page, the rings, if you're right-handed, kind of get in the way. I actually prop my hand on the rings. They're not that annoying. Like sometimes that could be like annoying because it's in the way, but actually kind of, yeah, the ring
at the end
bound.
of the day, I bet you have a permanent ring indention on your
I do. I do. I have like a dent in my hand. Exactly. It's weird. I probably shouldn't do it, but
No,
I just
I
kind of
think
rest
I
it
think
here.
I need to make friends with a spiral notebook because, um, I feel like the gutter of a sketchbook, like, holds me back a lot with I don't
It's
know.
interesting.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, just it's like if you just do one thing, it's kinda limiting, and so I try to just be open to
Hmm.
everything.
That's what I like. That was the first thing that attracted me to your Substack, by the way. I know said this already, but you using different tools and like experimenting with different like techniques and stuff and getting out of your comfort zone. Like that's such a big thing. People get so caught up in their own process, like their own tools that they're so used to that they can just like lose track of how much fun you can have. You just like use a crayon today or use a watercolor pen or use a calligraphic chisel tip or something.
Oh, yeah. In this, I used my Altoids.
Nice. Owltoids?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, you're a genius. This Altoids marketing department, get at me.
That's great.
We need to
That's
make
great.
this Altoids happen.
You
When you
can
think
do
of all
custom Altoids cases for people because people carry those around.
mhm, oh, yeah.
Refill them.
For a nominal
Refill them.
fee, I will turn your Altoids into Owltoids.
I think we just made $1 billion business there, Beth.
Oh my gosh, I wanna tell you about my other business idea. We gotta
Of
make it
course.
happen. I talked about it in my last session, and I
Hmm.
always wanna get everyone's thoughts. So, I do not work in a studio. I work at home, but sometimes
Mm,
I go out in workplaces, right?
sure.
And I just sometimes I want pride. It's like I want to be in a studio, but I don't wanna be around people because I need to talk like, to
Yeah.
myself or talk. Like, walking
Yeah.
yourself through something, you need
Uh,
quiet, but you so, like, here's the thing. Why can't people Airbnb people who go out to work every day, Airbnb for the day their house, their office, or a room in their house so I can work and have good natural light and move around as I need, to get the good light.
yeah.
What is keeping us from doing that?
Uh, well, do you remember the book by Mason Curry called, I think it's called Rituals?
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Artist
Mason is
Rituals?
awesome. Yes, he's
Yeah, Mason's great. I had him on the show last year because I was kind of obsessed with that book for a while. It's easy to get obsessed with books like that because he did two. He did one which was like creative rituals, and then he did one of just women creators across the like last 200, 300 years.
Mhm.
Like just insane, depth of like variation of different working types. So one of the ones that stood out to me was um, there's a writer who went to a hotel room, got like a hotel room, and would sit there and write all day. Took all the paintings off the wall. It was Maya Angelou, and took the paintings off the wall. Would work from like 6:30 a.m. until early afternoon. She usually worked like on the bed. Like she just like
Mhm.
sit on the bed and work. And all she had in the room was like a bottle of sherry, a Bible, a dictionary, and a deck of cards. That was
Wow.
it. And I was like, wow, how did she
So
land there? Like, what did she experiment with to get there? Like, that's
that is
impressive. So
incredible.
specific, don't you think?
Oh, yes. I watched some, YouTube video my husband was playing. It was Roald Dahl,
Oh,
going
I love
to
Roald Dahl.
work. Yeah. I,
That
have
back
you
shed that he
seen
has,
Huh? Yes!
he sharpens the pencils
Oh
and
my
like
god,
puts it
but
across his
the
lap.
goat droppings really got me though, because
Yeah.
I love goats. I was like I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't have goats, but they were from past family goats. Oh my god.
Right.
But yeah, I
It's
love how he's so minimal, like, he
yeah.
pulled out, like, it looked very dirty, and he pulled out, like, a cardboard, like, roll that you would use to pack a poster and put it on his
Yeah,
lap. I
that's
mean,
right.
that just blew my mind.
It's such a vivid memory for me is him seeing his little back shed. Like he takes himself out of his home to go to the back shed, and he sits in that old chair that's probably like
Mhm.
falling apart. He
Yeah.
sharpens like 12 pencils,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
has like a yellow legal pad or something,
Mhm.
and this like lap desk, and that roll of cardboard that kind of sits across his lap to keep it at an angle. And he has
Yes.
a cup of tea, like a thermos of tea,
Mhm. For
and
4
he
hours, he sits
4 hours, that's right.
yeah.
And I just like, again, it's like he must have found that that is the most efficient way for him to be creative and
Mhm.
productive and like his own little world and create like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach and like these amazing characters.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, that really stuck with me, that thing. There's a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of problematic stuff about Roald Dahl, but as far as
Yes.
his creative process goes, that was pretty fascinating.
Yes, I just watched that last weekend, and it's just been in my head and, like, thinking about, like, how you have to be really intentional about like, I have to leave the house a lot if I
Hmm,
to get work done.
yeah.
Um, so I go to the library, I joined a co-working space and then
Oh,
quit.
cool.
And, yeah, I'll find my groove eventually. I'm thinking a she shed is what's gonna have to happen.
Haha, nice.
But
She
that's
said that's good.
yeah.
Why I'm curious because I was kind of flirting with the idea of a co-working space for a while. I've worked from home for like 20 years, pretty much. That with the exception of like a 2 year, maybe 1 or 2 years in when I first moved to New York and my apartment just wasn't big enough to work in.
Mhm.
I rented a desk at an architect's firm. And that was kind of cool to have a place to go, like to go to
Yeah.
work. I had a commute. When I shut the door at the end of the day and left, I wasn't thinking about work.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually the architect firm just like, it just grew and they just ran out of space for me. So I was like, they were like, all right, get out.
"Hey, you're not
So
an architect. You can't work here anymore."
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Rude.
A lot of interns needed a desk. Um, But they work crazy hours too. They're there till like 2 in the morning. It's insane. But I did like that. I did like going to a place to do a thing, like having an office. And I'm thinking about it again. But I don't know. Why did you not stay with the co-working space? I'm curious.
Simply because it is like I'm way too lame for its hipness. They play music so loud I could
Oh,
not.
really?
I love music and I love having it playing when I'm working, but it needs to be like I can go to this little courtyard where I hear the music from the bar a few like 100 feet away, and that doesn't bother me.
Right.
It's so loud I can't think about what I'm doing. Then I'm like
Right.
when I'm opening Substack and looking and liking at all your notes.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, that's the interesting thing to me about the co-working space. There are a lot of like young hip people working in like tech and startups and like all this stuff. And I do feel like an ancient dinosaur walking around those places. I walked through like a WeWork in New York, and I'm like, all these kids are like I feel like the teenagers in their 20s and stuff. I'm like, I'm an old man. I'm going to be so weird and out of place here. This is ridiculous.
I did feel that way. It's crazy how many people go there to do their meetings too. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, nothing wrong with that, but, like, I need quiet, and there's only 6 seats in the quiet place. Like, there's a quiet
Really?
zone, and it's still, like, yeah, really not quiet and not available for me most of the time. So, the library has been great, a couple of different coffee shops, but, yeah, I'll just have to figure something out. But once one trick is like I close Chrome or whatever every
Hmm.
single time, like at the end of the day, so I'm
Nice.
not faced with emails or any crazy, like I don't know, temptation because I have
That's
to
good.
close it completely when I'm writing or doing. I have to be so intentional. It's really sucks. Like I'm really jealous of people before the internet, because they could just be
Yeah.
like, "It's time to work now," and do the work.
Yeah, and the infinity of information is in at my fingertips at any time. Like if I'm drawing and I think, who was that guy in that movie in 1995? And then I like stop working to Google it. I'm like, we didn't have that in the 90s. We didn't have that availability of
Exactly.
every piece of information at all times. And now, on a whim, we can just distract ourselves and go down a rabbit hole. I love that bear. I love the
I'm gonna
pajamas.
name him Cody Bear after my favorite
Nice.
Peloton instructor. Man, if y'all get snow and they cancel my Cody ride, I'm gonna be very sad. They
Did
canceled it.
they cancel rides?
Oh, yeah, because I guess if the instructor can't get to
Right.
the,
Mm.
uh, the place.
Where's Cody based?
They're all in New York City. I came
Oh,
up and went to the Peloton studios.
at Hudson
I
Yards?
Yes! Oh my god, it
Oh.
was so fun. You have to go draw there.
I mean, I used to live there. I lived there for 4.5 years, right by there. I got a COVID deal on a place. There's no way I can afford to
Oh,
live there without a COVID deal. But yeah, I just moved out of there last January, and it's so crazy over there. It looks like a different planet over there.
oh yeah, it was so fun. I gotta come back and we gotta hang out,
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna do a drawing. You and me and Samantha. We should do like a
Yes.
live together. And like a
Yeah.
live sketching session. That'd be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're coming up on an hour, but I wanted to talk
Okay.
to you. Like you do these Sunday sketching. You do. I mean, you do a lot of stuff, but um, there were some things that I really liked about um, when you started your Substack. Um, like there were a lot of things about your you know how you were saying like forgive yourself or be gentle with yourself, and like
Yeah.
there weren't a lot of people really doing stuff like that. And it kind of drew me to your Substack of like where it wasn't people weren't being like performative and there was a real community. You like built this real community of people, very supportive people. And you had this like self care Sunday drawing series. You got like the artists and their cats. Like you seem to have found like it's a very natural, it feels like a very natural fit for you. Like that's just your personality.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I look at drawing just like like, I can get on the bike and ride, but I don't have to, like,
Hmm.
do a race and be awesome and really, like, kick everybody's ass. Like,
Right.
drawing can be the same way, like, we could do it just because it makes us feel good, you know? Like, so
Right.
I try to, I guess, like share how I do that, too, because it's important, if you want to have like longevity in your practice,
Hmm.
then you gotta have fun with it and put like, I think I said this cheesy thing that I said, you don't have to make drawing your life, but you have to put your life in your drawing.
That's nice. Is that going in the book? That must go in the book.
It should,
Yeah, that
really.
should go in the
I
book.
mean,
It's
it's
good.
silly enough, but yeah. And nobody's gonna take me seriously after seeing these imaginary Muppets.
Yeah, they are.
I think I'm gonna have to get you to work for me again after making me do this.
That's great. When does the book come out? When's the official? Do you have a release date?
Oh, yeah, 2028, springtime.
Spring of 28. That's
Yeah, I'll
great.
make a
Amazing.
huge deal about it,
Of course. Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely do one of these again before then. But
Hey.
when it is coming out, the pre-sale campaign that they will insist you
Mhm.
do, for the book, like we'll go heavy on that. It'll be really fun because
Yay.
yeah,
I have so
it's
many ideas about, like, what kind of stuff I'll do. It'll be a real party.
yeah, good, good, good. Well, I'm in. Consider me in.
Yay.
I love Cody Barron. I love the engineering Muppet. This is so
He's
cool.
walking a cat.
Of course he
I
is.
think
Of
I
course a
know
bear is
there's
walking a
no way
cat.
Kyle is still here, but I think I
He
did
could
him
be.
proud.
I don't know. Are you still here, Kyle? He could be here. Um,
Oh,
this is great.
my cat
Uh,
left. My cat doesn't even like our
they're the harshest critics in the world, cats. I love it. So yeah, so let everyone know who's watching. If they aren't already, how do they subscribe to you? What to do, and if they get what to do to support your work.
introvertdrawingclub.com. You just subscribe and get lovely emails from me, and you can reply, and if you're abusive, I will tick you off. I've only had one person be actually, I mean, I've had people be rude to me before, and if I'm in like that, you could just take people off your list anytime if they're rude. So
Yeah,
be
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Just a no dickhead policy. That's a good
Exactly.
blanket.
Rick, if you think you're being rude, I'd backspace a little bit and think about it.
Backspace a little bit. I like that. Oh, Kyle is still here, by the way. Thanks for watching, Kyle. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Well, this is really fun, but thank you for making time to do this. This has
Thank
been
you
really,
for
really fun.
inviting
I
me
always love doing
back.
this. Of
Who's your
course.
guest? Is it next week?
Yeah, I'm going to have Alex Hallett on next week. Alex is a cartoonist based in the UK. She does a great. Well, she has two Substacks really. It's one is a life in Dorset, a little life in Dorset, and the other one is cartooning in the age of AI. So we're going to be talking about art and AI and tech and creativity and like trying to make a living as an artist in
Oh, I
2026.
will be there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
she's really cool. Yeah. I think I had her on last year and we barely scratched the surface of like, we were like, all right, we have to do this again. We've got so much more to talk about. And so she's an old friend. We met in Melbourne, and like 20 years ago. And we've since both of us moved all around the world and lived in different countries. And she's very fascinating cartoonist. So yeah, so tune in next week.
Yeah.
If you subscribe, if you tuned in, and you haven't subscribed to Beth, subscribe to Beth Spencer on Substack, Introvert Drawing Club. And thank you for tuning in. This replay is going to be available to paid subscribers. Obviously, the stream is always free when it's
Mhm.
live, but the replay is available to paid subscribers. So if you want to watch all of the replays to all of these, you can
You
upgrade to
should.
paid and unlock all of the back catalog.
Yeah. Great to
And same with
listen
Beth as
to.
well. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Beth. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you actually get outside and get to draw.
Yes, I hope you go out and stock up the fridge.
Yeah, I'm really going to need to. It's pretty crazy. If there's anything left on the shelves.
Oh,
Um, but thank you, and I'll post a recap of this tomorrow morning for you. And if you want to share it, you can. But yeah, thank you. This was really fun. I love doing this.
it's a blast. Bye. Thanks,
All
Jess.
right. See you. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.